what it's like to get a driver's license in South Africa. Have I ever wondered? You probably haven't. Anyway, in order to get a driver's license in South Africa, you need a learner's license. So a learner's license is like practically supervision. It's like you're a little kid and you need to be supervised. We cannot trust you with this. So a learner's license, you can get it when you are 16 years old. So in order to get it, there are a few steps that you need to do. So the first thing that you need to do is study. You need to study the road signs. You need to study the procedures of how to comply with laws and regulations when it comes to like the owning a vehicle or operating a vehicle, specifically operating a vehicle. You study this. You can get the information to study. There's a book called K50 something. The real ones know that book, but then you can just get an app for free on a Play Store, which has like the same material. The test is like multiple choice questions. Yeah, it's not really complicated, but then there are people that overcomplicate things. So after you have studied, you book online. There's a website called Netis. Damn, that sounds like lettuce. NATIS. So those people deal with giving off driver's licenses, learner's licenses, and all that type of stuff. So I went there in winter and it was cold. The room is like, it's an empty room full of strangers and it's cold. And they tell you to sit there for 1 hour without making noise. So it's silent. And it's like the most weirdest situation ever. After 1 hour, you go inside, you write the test. Like in a room, everybody has a computer for themselves to write the test. And this is not like a normal computer. It's like a government computer. And you know how government products be, bro. It's like they make a software for like an operating system that only does one thing. The same as the computer, they create a tablet that only counts people, that takes down information. You can't download other things. And the same thing with the computer. You can't like open Chrome. There ain't no Chrome. There's only the test. So yeah, you write the test. I think 60 questions, bro. Multiple choice questions. And if you started, these questions are easy. Then you pay. Then you wait for the results. And when it comes for the results, I'm not really sure, or when I got the results, maybe it's like a week or something. But then I actually gave those people credit. I actually thought that everything was going to be professional and stuff. But then you don't believe what happened, bro. So let's say if like there's 60 questions, bro, I got 59 questions correct. And I got one wrong. Guess what the verdict was? I was failed. They told me that I failed it. Imagine, bro, I was so furious. I've never felt like a failure like that before in my life. Because later down the line, I learned that I wasn't the only person that fails this thing. It's either you pay or you don't get a learner's license or you don't get a driver's license. So I had to pay that 1.5. Then I had to do the process and go back and rewrite. When I get there, they make us sit in our own seats where we write the test. While sitting there, this lady comes and she says that, yo, I'm gonna give you the answers. Just wait for me. And the thing is, while the test like is in progress, she comes to me and she gives me the answers. And she's giving me answers of things that I know, bro. You treating me like an idiot, bro. You acting like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't know what a T-junction is, or I don't know what yielding means. That's really insane. So she gives you the answers that you know. Then you put them down on the thing on the computer. Then you pass the test. Then you pay again. In terms of the application process. After you get a learner's license, now it's time to get the driver's license. So I didn't know how to drive when I was in the process of getting a driver's license. So I had to do lessons from that same person that paid off the people at the driver's license department. When it comes to driving, I just found the hang of it really quickly. I don't even know how to really explain it without sounding cocky. But then I didn't struggle. That's the best way to put it. One thing that made me struggle though, so technically I did struggle. One thing that made me struggle was the hill, where the guy would teach you how to stop. When you like have to stop at the hill, you need to brake with a handbrake. So you brake with a handbrake, then when you're about to release the handbrake, you balance the clutch. And the thing is, it was really hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie. For me, I couldn't get the hang of it like at the first try. I had to sweat. So I ended up getting it, and I went through the application process of getting a driver's license. So for the license, it's the same thing. If you go there without paying, you are not gonna get the license. It doesn't matter if you know how to drive. It's like it's rigged. The whole system is rigged. If you want it, you're gonna pay. If you think you're smart, you're not gonna get what you want, and you're gonna suffer. So it's like you play the game or you complain about the game. Just you go there, you write down your name, fill it up, pay, you do eye testing, which I found out is also something rigged. They like the machine, when you're doing the practice run for the eye test, it works perfectly. You see everything that they say you should like do. There's a letter E that faces north, east, west, and south, and you look at a screen, and if it shows the E facing south, then you have to take the mouse and point it down south. So when you're doing the practice round, you do it just like anybody, just like any capable human being. Then when it comes to actually doing the test, the E doesn't exist anymore. You only see a light. Then when you tell the person that there is no E, they say, okay, let's go back to the practice round. So it's like, it's really insane, bro. If you don't know how things are operated, you're just gonna suffer, and you're gonna be frustrated and probably give up. But then you gotta know the way of the land. So when it comes to like the testing, the day of test, so he gives this person the money. Then we go inside, we do the application process, another application process. Yeah, he takes you off to drive. It's more like a test, but then I paid you off. So why are we acting like you testing me if I paid you off? So it's like we're playing this game now. We're acting like we're doing something when it doesn't even count. So we go out there. I drive the thing. It's like a truck. Those semi trucks. That's what I use to practice, and that's what you use to get a driver's license. Code 10. So I get out on the road. Then of course I'm rusty because I've never drove before. So I make a mistake. So what happens is there's like a T junction and there's a stop sign, and the cars that come from the left side, as you coming in from the T junction, you can go in at the left side because the cars that are coming from the left side are only cars from the left side. So I made a mistake and I went on the left side. What happened was there was an older white person, and she got cut off and she started slamming the hooter. And right then I knew that if I didn't pay that money, I was gonna fail the thing, the test. So I would have to start all over. So I was kind of like happy that it felt like, yeah, my money was worthwhile this time around, because it wasn't like the first time paying for a person to give you instructions on something that you know how to do. So it wasn't even instructions. It's like she's pointing at the answer that you know is the answer. So yeah, so it was cool that wasn't a problem. It was only a problem to the white lady. So okay, we went back, completed the whole process. Then I actually got a driver's license. So the story is really wild, bro. If you don't know how shit works, ain't shit gonna work for you. But another thing is like, you just have to respect the way things work, bro, because you are not anywhere else. This is South Africa, dog.